You can walk your way to a completely flat stomach, but if you keep doing it the way most people do, you are wasting every single step. A few years ago, a frustrated guy named Chris decided to finally lose his stubborn gut. He chose high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, pushing his heart rate to the absolute limit, sprinting until his lungs burned and collapsing in a pool of sweat 4 mornings a week. He was exhausted, sore, and entirely disciplined. But after 2 months of this brutal punishment, he stepped on the scale and looked in the mirror, only to find that his belly fat hadn't budged at all. In fact, he actually looked softer. Chris was trapped in a hidden fat loss paradox, completely unaware that his aggressive, high-intensity workouts were causing a massive hormonal spike that was actively forcing his body to hold on to its visceral belly fat. What Chris eventually discovered changed everything, and it comes down to how your body chooses its fuel. When you sprint or do high-intensity intervals, your body enters a state of panic. It needs energy immediately, so it completely bypasses your fat stores and burns pure glucose or sugar instead. To make matters worse, that extreme physical stress floods your system with cortisol, the stress hormone that literally orders your body to protect and store fat around your vital organs. To target that deep, dangerous visceral belly fat, you have to stop stressing your body out and activate your primary fat-burning engine using 3 strict Zone 2 walking rules. The first rule sets your fat-burning pace by utilizing the exact science of the metabolic crossover point. Zone 2 cardio is the precise intensity level where your body maximizes fat oxidation while minimizing carbohydrate usage. The biggest mistake people make is walking too slowly, like they are casually browsing a grocery store or walking so fast that they start jogging. To find your perfect Zone 2 fat-burning sweet spot without any expensive heart rate monitors, you must use the talk test. You should be moving fast enough that your breathing is noticeably deeper, but you are still able to maintain a full sentence without gasping for air. If you can sing a song, you are moving too slow. If you can only choke out 2 or 3 words at a time, you have crossed over into burning sugar. By maintaining this exact conversational pace, you keep your body in a pure, fat-burning state, allowing you to melt fat for an hour straight without fatiguing your central nervous system. But setting the right pace is completely useless if your body doesn't have direct access to your fat stores. This brings us to the second, highly critical rule, the zero-insulin fasting window. If you eat a high-carbohydrate meal, a snack, or even drink a sugary sports beverage right before your walk, your pancreas releases insulin into your bloodstream. Insulin is a storage hormone, and its presence acts like a biochemical padlock on your fat cells, completely blocking your body from breaking down fat for fuel. To bypass this barrier, you must perform your Zone 2 walk either first thing in the morning on an empty stomach or at least 3 to 4 hours after your last meal. When your insulin levels are at their absolute baseline, your body has no choice but to tap directly into your stubborn, visceral belly fat to keep you moving. Now, even with a perfect pace and flatlined insulin levels, there is a third hidden rule that determines whether that fat actually vanishes from your body or just gets reabsorbed, the duration threshold. When you first start walking, your body relies heavily on intramuscular fat stores and circulating fatty acids. It takes roughly 20 to 25 minutes of continuous, uninterrupted movement for your system to fully shift its focus to breaking down deep adipose tissue, specifically visceral belly fat. This means 4 short 10-minute walks throughout the day will never match the raw fat melting power of a single continuous session. You need to commit to a minimum of 45 to 60 minutes of uninterrupted walking. By pushing past that 30-minute mark, you enter the golden window where every single step you take is fueled almost entirely by the exact belly fat you are trying to lose. By systematically applying these 3 Zone 2 walking rules, holding a strict conversational pace, walking in a low insulin state, and pushing past the 45-minute threshold, you completely rewrite your fat loss blueprint. You stop punishing your joints with brutal high-stress workouts, you keep your energy high without burning out, and you finally unlock the exact metabolic state required to strip away stubborn, visceral fat from the inside out.